The lamp that you're holding right here, focus on that. The lamp represents the present, and the light at the end of the tunnel is the future. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're not there yet. So you need to focus on the lamp that you've got and allow that lamp to lead you through life. Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. If you don't know me, my name is Ranita, but my channel is called Nita Blessing. In this video, I'm going to be tackling something that I think is very important in today's society, and I think we need to know how to tackle it with the right tools, and that's obviously with Christ. So the overarching theme that we're going to be talking about today is overcoming self-doubt. We're not talking about other people impacting you. We are not talking about how people are influencing you. We're talking about how you're influencing yourself, how you're speaking to yourself, how you're taking care of yourself, and how you're allowing yourself to reach your goals. The first verse that I wanted to talk about is Matthew 6:34, and it reads, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." If you're like me, you like to plan things out next week, next year, 5 years, and when things aren't necessarily going as planned, you're lost and you're feeling like a failure. That is something that I struggle with, and it's something that I continue to pray about. But with a verse like this, it's a reminder that why are we wasting our time on worrying about things that are out of our control? Yes, we can plan, but we also need to make sure that we're leaving room for God to be able to move in our lives and not trying to plan every single thing meticulously. You could plan a goal, but it's not necessarily guaranteed that to get to that goal, whatever you wrote on paper is going to be set in stone. Things are going to change, and sometimes your own plans are limiting yourself and your potential, and God himself has something greater, something better for you in store. So this verse right here is one of the first verses that I think that we should hold on to and hold tight to, because it really is a key to life, an essential piece to life. We can't worry about tomorrow. We have to focus on the present, focus on what we're doing right now. Because if we're not doing well in what we're given right now, then how do we expect ourselves to get to the goal that we're trying to reach in the future? You feel me? So as you all know, by being a believer, that does not mean that your life is going to be full of a bunch of ups and a bunch of success. It comes with this ups and downs, but the thing that we have is God, and he's our tool to be able to maneuver, all those obstacles that come our way. So as I was dealing with some personal things last year, someone very special to me told me to focus on the lamp and not the light at the end of the tunnel. And at first I'm like, what do you mean focus on the lamp? And it's pretty self-explanatory. The lamp that you're holding right here, focus on that. The lamp represents the present, and the light at the end of the tunnel is the future. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, but you're not there yet. So you need to focus on the lamp that you've got and allow that lamp to lead you through life. So that's a quote that I like to hold on to. It helps me whenever I'm in a situation where I'm focused so much on the future and my future goals. And it helps me to kind of reshift that mindset back to where I'm at right now. What have I been given right now? What do I need to work on right now to get to where I want to be? So another key piece that I like to remember whenever I'm in a period of self-doubt is that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him and who live according to his purpose. Now that's Romans 8:28, and it's a verse that I always like to recite. I always like to remember whenever I'm going through something or someone's asking me, how are you handling this? God's working it out for me. That's literally all I can say. I can do my best to try to avoid certain situations, but at the end of the day, God's going to help me get through it. He's going to help me walk through it. I'm going to end up on the other side because he's brought me this far, and he's not going to bring me this far just to leave me here. So whenever you're in a period of self-doubt, Romans 8:28, go back and read it, go back and recite it, pray on it. Memorize it if you need to, because it's definitely a verse that is very grounding, and it helps you in whatever situation that you're navigating. I promise you, trust me on that. Okay, now you've probably heard this one time and time again. I don't have it memorized, so let's just go ahead and read it. It's Philippians 4:6. "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Now this one right here, how are you going to fight a battle without bringing him into the loop in the first place? I know people always say, God already knows what I'm dealing with. Why doesn't he just help me in that? There's situations where he wants you to bring it to his attention. He wants to know that you know that he's in your corner. So whenever I'm struggling with something, sometimes it's hard. I'll jump to my friends. I might jump to my parents. And then it's like, why are you jumping to human earthly figures when God is here to help you navigate those things? So I love surrounding myself with other believers because they also help me to point back to him in the first place if I do forget. And obviously they can give me advice that may be helpful, but at the end of the day, that advice is nothing if I'm not looping God into my situations. That's one of the strategies that I use to try to replace my fear with faith. Replacing that fear with faith is essential. And I think that's why my faith allows me to just think that I can do anything. Whenever I have a dream that's placed on my heart, it's not about, if I can do it. It's a matter of when. And so I think this verse right here is very essential. If you're overcoming and trying to battle with self-doubt, don't limit your potential based on your own thoughts. Don't allow your circumstance to really shift how you navigate life. Your circumstance is only temporary, and it's all about, you using the tools that you have to be able to reach those goals that you have set for yourself. Basically, at the end of the day, I want you all to remember that we need to focus on what we're given right now. We need to focus on what we're stewarding right now. The job that you have right now, the finances that you have right now, the people that you have in your corner right now, they weren't placed in your life for no reason. And even if it's not a great season, just know that if you're working your best to make the best of the situation that you have right now, you are making it possible for God to be able to bless you with the goals that you have in the future, because he knows that you're capable of overcoming and handling what you have in this current situation. All right, y'all, I know I've said a lot in this video, but 3 points that I want to leave you all with. The first one is, you can plan for tomorrow, but leave the worrying up to God. Go ahead and plan. We are ambitious people. I'm not saying sit around and, oh, God's going to work it out for me. He will, but he needs you to also put in the work. So go ahead and plan, but leave all the worrying, all the little details up to God for him to figure it out. You've done your part, and allow him to do the rest. Focus on the lamp, like I said. Don't focus on the light that's at the end of the tunnel. Focus on the lamp that is right in your hand and allow it to lead you. Next thing is, God's working for the good of those who love him. So if you know that you're giving your all in your work, if you're giving your all in your classes, if you're giving your all with your finances, everything like that, allow him to move. He's working for your good. As long as you're doing your part, he's working for your good. And lastly, with prayer and petition, present your requests to God. He wants to know about every little detail that you're struggling with. If you're struggling with what you're going to eat the next day, if you're struggling with how you're going to pay your bills, if you're struggling with what you're going to wear tomorrow, any little minuscule thing, he wants to know. So don't go through these battles in life alone. Yes, we have friends. Yes, we have mentors. Yes, we have family. But don't loop God out of your story. Keep him in tune with everything that you're struggling with so that he can help you and guide you along the way. Well, thank you all for tuning into this video. If there's anything that you want us to pray about, if there's anything you just want to talk about in the comments, drop it down below. I'd love to just create and foster a community of strong and empowered women and men. If you guys happen to stumble upon my channel, go ahead. This message is for everybody. So hop on down below. If there's anything that you want to share or any encouragement you want to drop, go ahead and put it in the comments. I can't wait to read it, and stay tuned for another video coming soon. Bye.